what I am having right now is an attempt to find a healthier alternative to the phenomenal Fa Bowls. That I've had a number of times in the past. I just use the noodles and the meal kit put in water, and then microwaved for 5 minutes. It's good, though. Doesn't have much flavor. It was initially assumed that everything would be included, though, including satay mushrooms, and other dry ingredients, but as it turned out, just the noodles and these spices and dry ingredients were included. It's still good, though. I'm having a glass of whole milk with it. I currently have a few mosquito bites from when I was outside watching our area's fireworks show. Which, if I recall, was roughly from 9:45 to 10:15 p.m. And the mosquitoes didn't really come out until that time, around the time of the fireworks show, based off my observations of feeling. And I didn't feel them till the time of the fireworks show. I recall, to get back to Mom's place from Plaza, we cut through a closed construction site through an opening, through two openings in the chain link fence, as in sections where no fencing was placed. First, between a gap that was created by, I think, a sort of tree, and where the last section of chain link fence was placed to get in and then to get out, a gap that one of Mom's friends noticed, and then we passed through a small museum. Its lot, and then crossed the road to get back to Mom's place so we could watch the fireworks show from there. I did my best to take pictures of the fireworks during the show, while I got bit somewhat by mosquitoes. Ultimately, I'm going to decide which ones are my best pictures and include those in the photo part. I recall finishing a watermelon White Claw that Mom's friend Ashley got for me, along with White Claws for the rest of us. You also use the flashlight function on my smartphone to help guide everyone to safety. And so we wouldn't get lost. I finished that White Claw, I recall, during the brief walk back home to Mom's place. And I think I was first given that White Claw somewhere between 7 and 8 p.m. While there was a live band performance. Actually, it was more around 9:15 p.m., but yeah, there was a live band performance, and it was around the time I got something called the Rocket from the Ujia's truck. Which was essentially cherry flavored Italian ice on top, followed by lemon Italian ice, and then followed by blue raspberry Italian ice on the bottom. It was delicious, though at times I had to make sure to eat it slowly, as it's at least a couple of points I got a mild brain freeze from eating it too quickly. Same for when I earlier got Kona Ice and first got for flavoring syrup. For the Kona Ice, I got a refill on the patriotic cup I brought with me, as I left with Mom and her friends around 5 p.m. after first going around 4 p.m. in order to get something from the food trucks, of which I got a Maryland mac and cheese from the Mac Rollin' truck. Though I ended up initially getting to the plaza a few minutes before 4 p.m., but the trucks were already there, but I wanted to wait till 4 p.m. to make sure that the trucks were open before I tried to order anything. It's a pretty big plaza. So I stopped to play some cornhole that presumably either volunteers or staff of Bob Johnson at their tent, at the time right in front of CSC. They gave me this snap bracelet. Though it doesn't seem to stick the best, but it's good enough that it's possible to wear it as a bracelet. I generally wore it throughout the whole time I was at the plaza, which was roughly from 5:15 p.m. to about 9:45 p.m. When we got to the plaza, me, Mom, and her friends, I got from the Melts truck, something called if I recall, a Big Daddy Melt, which was essentially a sort of grilled cheese sandwich with pulled pork and mac and cheese. And I got it with some Sidewinder fries got the Sidewinder fries. With it for an extra $3. And the meal itself was $13. At the condiment table in front of the truck, I got some ketchup for the fries. We first ate at a sort of plastic-ish picnic table that was right behind the Ujia's truck. Where the Ujia's truck was, the mobile bathrooms were there. Sort of porta potties, but I think on the equivalent of RVs or something like that, so they're mobile. Though when I initially wanted to use one of them, it took some time and asking around for me to find them. Maybe about 5-10 minutes total. Thankfully, at the time, it wasn't an emergency. I just felt like going to be on the safe side. By that point, I was at least slightly full, and so that was around the time I decided to get the Kona Ice, a $3 refill. For the flavoring syrup, I first put in Watermelon Wave, then Ninja Cherry, and then finally I put in the Tiger's Blood flavor. Basically a triple red. It made for a good combination of syrup. Later on, again around 9:15 p.m., that Watermelon White Claw I was given and had with the rocket that I got from the Ujia's truck. The White Claw ended up being bitter compared to the rocket. Though both that and the cherry flavored Truly I was given and had during the very finale of the fireworks show and some of the time we were at this table, me, Mom, and her friends, during which we had primarily crackers, cheese spreads, and smallish slices of pepperoni / salami. As well as sharing vodka freeze pops that Mom's friend Ashley gave one each to us. I asked for and ultimately got a blue one, though there are also orange ones. And there was also shrimp on that table earlier, though I decided not to have any of the shrimp. Instead, decided to have crackers, the bacon and chives, cheese spread, and basically some small slices of salami. Though I used that stuff to essentially make party sandwiches. Taking a cracker as the bottom, putting a slice of salami, some of the cheese spread, some of the 2 spoonfuls that I put on my plate, and then another cracker. First with the round Ritz crackers, and then with the rectangular club crackers to make sandwiches. And we also had most, but not all of, that big pound cake, I would now describe it, with whipped frosting, sliced strawberries, and whole blueberries in order to recreate the American flag, of which I ended up having 2 square slices. First one with some blueberries and some strawberries, and then one that was all strawberries. It was pretty good. And then I sat at the area that I have set up. And that's meant to be my area where I work on polystyrene drawings, at a sort of area in between the kitchen and the living room. It's technically part of the living room. I currently have a small amount of pain in my hands. Primarily feel it in the thumb of this hand, and not so much in this hand. I think it's from getting mosquito bites, but it should be better in the morning. I recall waking up and getting up around 10:30 in the morning. Around that time. And while I was getting the Kona ice later on, I asked about employment, seeing it as a possible opportunity, and got back a business card. And on one side, it mentions the Kona Ice truck, and on the other, it mentions Traveling Tom's coffee truck, which I thought about getting something from. One of the energy things, thinking that I would have it in the morning tomorrow, but ultimately I got distracted by other food trucks at that food truck area. And then there was also some tents where they were giving away water for free in these small paper cups, of which I made a number of trips to get free water, because if I recall, today was in the low to mid 80s degrees Fahrenheit, so a pretty hot day, but nothing unusual for the summer, but it was hotter than what I've been used to thus far during the summer. After I recall getting back around 4:15 p.m. after I got the Maryland Mac from Mac Rollin, and then I was just in that same area where I work on polystyrene drawings projects at Mom's place, or at least been trying to. And I was just there on my laptop till roughly 5 p.m. when Mom's friends came over, and then within a number of minutes we went off for Plaza. Though for much of that walk to the plaza, I had to intentionally walk slower than I did during my initial walk to the plaza. Even then, it wasn't really until the crosswalk into the plaza that we really, even then, initially, we weren't together, but Mom found me while I was getting the melt, waiting in line for that. For this event, there were the equivalent of traffic cops, as in cops directing traffic throughout the whole event, from what I recall. All in all, we all had a pretty good time.